Today we're going to make these really fun holiday greeting rocks. Let's get started. I am going to do these in two different colors, red and green and pink and green. So the red and green is kind of the traditional Christmas colors, and I'm just taking kind of a wide brush and I'm just making stripes of the red and green, and I'm kind of swiping it down and then letting it fade off towards the bottom of the rock. So I'm not making it perfect at the end. I'm letting the brush run out of paint. Up in the right hand corner, you'll see me doing the same thing with kind of the brighter pink and green, which was just a different color combination that I wanted to try out. I can't remember exactly what inspired this idea. I think it might have been a greeting card on Pinterest. It wasn't Pinterest for sure, but I can't remember what exactly it was. It wasn't a cookie for once. That's a first. I've had lots of cookie inspiration lately, but it's just kind of in the spirit of like a holiday card where you would want to leave something, except we might be leaving this for a stranger. And you can see you might want to take some multiple swipes up at the top to kind of thicken up that color so it's nice and dark and full at the top, and then just kind of brush it lightly towards the ends because I wanted it to fade out towards the bottom of the rock. Now I'm going to take a gold Posca paint pen that I had laying around. I don't use Poscas a whole lot, but I thought gold would be really pretty on this, and I'm just going to write in script the word Merry on both of these rocks. And I'm going to let it dry and continue to kind of go over it a couple of times, because on this first swipe you can see it's not super dark, not super shiny gold. So I want to make sure that the paint comes out and that it's able to stand out. So we're going to add some more things to both of these so that it does stand out nice and pretty. I'm also going to come through and create that faux calligraphy look by thickening up all of my downstrokes. So anywhere that the pen was going in a downward motion, I'm going to thicken up that side of the letter, and this creates a fun faux calligraphy look. Now I'm going to take some white paint on a dotting tool and really kind of put it on here thick in two corners of the rock. So you can see me dabbing with the white paint because I want there to be a fair amount of paint in this dot, because then I'm going to take a really fine nail art brush and I'm going to pull my stars out from the middle. So I'm going to pull a line out from the middle going straight up, straight down, and straight out from each side of the dot to create my star. And then I'm going to come back in and kind of smooth the lines where the dot is, so it's kind of a smooth curve where the star is coming down and around the corners. You'll see that line just kind of smooth out so that it creates more of a star-like effect. And I'm doing this on both rocks. The difference with the red and green one is that I also pull out some small center lines after I get the main four lines going out from the star. Stars can be a really tricky thing to do, like if you were to do the star like you learned as a kid where you kind of draw the lines and they always feel like they don't come out even, which sometimes is perfectly okay and quaint and cute with the design, but this is another easy way that you can build a star from a dot going out, and they're kind of that sparkle star that makes you think of something twinkling. I really like doing them on stuff like this. It just kind of adds another little piece of sparkly fun to it. Now I'm going to take one of my fine liner pens from my Thule Art paint pen set, and I'm going to add a black shadow. So I'm going down and to the right of each letter and creating that shadow just so that this pops a little bit more. I think the gold had a harder time than I expected popping off of these bright colors on the back. So I'm adding this shadow to help it stand out off of the colorful background. And here I used my Sakura Pigma brush pen, which is kind of a fine liner pen, but it has a brush tip, so it kind of bends a little bit. It can be tricky to get straight lines, but it can be handy to get into tiny spaces and kind of use that brush tip. Now for a final bit of pop, we're going to add some gold glitter paint to the letters. I just wanted some extra sparkle in here. So I'm taking a dotting tool. I like to use a dotting tool because it allows me to get the paint on there nice and thick for maximum sparkle. And I'm just going to use the dotting tool to kind of tap it, dot it, drag it on to the letters on both designs so that this really pops and sparkles and is a lot of fun. You could also play around with the wording on this one. You could do Merry and Bright, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, any of those phrases that are popular around this time of year that would be kind of a fun greeting for someone to stumble across when they find this rock in the community. You could also play around with the color combinations that you've got going on in the background. I just went for kind of a classic Christmas color combination, and then the pink and green just sounded fun to me as kind of an alternate that's sort of close to red and green, but the pink and the kind of bright green. So you could play around with anything. You could do gold and silver, gold and black, just any kind of color combination, and then pick something for your writing that will pop. That's the main thing. So if you did something like black and gold or black and silver, you might want to do the writing in white, but that's just another option. These stars also need to sparkle, so I'm also going to add some extreme hologram glitter paint to each of the stars. I'm putting it on with a dotting tool in the center, and then I'm using a disposable eyeliner brush to pull it out, just like how we made the stars, pulling the glitter paint out to the edges. And if you overflow the white part a little bit, totally okay. It's gonna look fine if it's sparkly and beautiful. The extreme hologram glitter paint is very iridescent and it kind of works with anything. So even if there was a little bit of overflow or, you're not perfectly on the star, you're fine. There you go. You've got 2 new easy ideas to add to your list if you're going to make some holiday rocks this season. Thank you so much for stopping by to watch. Don't forget to watch another video. I've got one here on the screen that you might enjoy. Take care, and I'll see you next time.